Hi guys, I hope all of you are doing well. Are you struggling with the legal reasoning section in the MSCT examination? Don't worry. In this video, I, Kriti Bhatnagar, your legal reasoning educator, will be talking about how to make sure that you score the best in the legal reasoning section of the MSCT law examination. So, the legal reasoning section in the MHCT law examination is quite important. First of all, because it has the highest weightage, which is 32 marks out of the 120 marks in the MHCT examination. And secondly, because it is also quite scoring for the students. In fact, you have even a chance to score full marks in the legal reasoning section. First of all, let's talk about the legal reasoning section in the MHCT examination. So basically, there is no negative marking in the examination. So you can attempt all the questions that are provided to you in the MHCT law exam. Secondly, the legal reasoning section consists of 32 questions, which could be a mix of principal fact-based questions, one-liner questions, and legal maxim-based questions. So what are principal fact-based questions? Basically, they give you a principle on the basis of which a fact is given to you, and you have to find out the correct answer on the basis of that principle and fact. One-liner questions are also known as legal GK questions, in which, for example, they might ask you, when did the constitution come into force? So legal general knowledge questions. And thirdly, certain legal maxims. For example, they might ask you, what is caveat emptor? So these are the three types of questions that they can ask from you in the examination. Coming to the legal reasoning syllabus, so we have to cover 5 laws: law of torts, criminal law, constitutional law, contract law, and miscellaneous laws. So you only need to cover the basics of these laws so that you are able to answer the questions correctly in the examination. Also, if any of you is preparing for the MHCT examination and you want a more guided preparation, then we have just launched a course which is Pragati. You can enroll in the course and use code KritiB if you want. The course has just started. There are evening classes and you also get mock tests. You also get doubt tab so that your doubts are addressed, and you also get to practice for the examination. The description box has the link to the same. Now, coming to a step-by-step strategy for solving the legal reasoning section. First and very important, read the principle properly. Now, a lot of time it happens that we tend to get emotional by looking at the question, or we apply extra knowledge to the facts mentioned in the question. Whatever the principle says has to be the only knowledge that you know with respect to applying the knowledge to the question. I'll give you a brief example. In case the principle says a contract with a boy below the age of 18 is void. The facts say a contract with a girl of the age 17 years has been entered into by a person. What is the legal status of the same? Now, depending upon the options, the answer shall be decided. For example, if one of the options says no inference can be drawn, this is the best option. Why? Because the principle is talking about a boy and the facts are talking about a girl. So applying the logic, we don't know what is the status of the girl because the principle is the only knowledge we have to apply. But if such an option is not given, then the closest option can be it will be void, going by the point that a contract with a boy below the age of 18 is void. So this is the way to go about your question. Secondly, for example, if an exception is not mentioned in the principle, let's assume the principle talks about consideration but does not talk about natural love and affection. Then in the facts, if a contract has been entered into on basis of natural love and affection, your answer will be the contract is void, even though legally speaking it is valid, because the principle does not talk about the exception. So only apply the knowledge given in the principle. If no principle is mentioned, then you apply the actual law. Second very important rule is to identify the facts mentioned. Sometimes we don't read a particular word which can change the whole meaning of the sentence. A lot of times I have seen that students tend to not read the word not mentioned in the question. So make sure that you're reading the question properly, reading the facts properly, so that you can come to the right answer. Third, apply the principle to the facts. Please do not get emotional while answering the question. So if, for example, the principle says any kind of death caused is not murder. Now the facts say A went to a party and brutally murdered a girl. She was stabbed 57 times and died a very bad death. Now, even though I understand emotionally we might feel that justice should prevail and the girl should get justice, but that's not what the question wants to test here. The question wants to see whether you can apply logic mentioned in the principle to the facts without letting your emotions hamper the same. So make sure the answer to this will be it is not murder. Similarly, make sure in your question as well you don't get emotional and answer strictly on the basis of the principle asked. Fourth tip, and very important, is eliminate options that are not correct. Now it may happen that a particular question has two options as yes and two options as no. After reading the question you will realize whether yes is correct or no is correct. Whichever option is correct, do not even read the other two options. For example, if a question asks what is the status of a contract with a minor, now valid, illegal are two options that can never be the answer. Don't even go to them, only go for the two options that are confusing to you. This is still, for example, in another question which is principle fact based. So two options say yes and two say no. After reading the facts, you know the answer is yes, it is theft. So don't even read the no options with the reasoning. This will save your time and also you will have a better chance at answering the correct answer and won't get confused. Coming to common mistakes that students tend to make. First, misreading the principle. If the principle does not mention the exception or any particular wordings are missing, do not try to apply them to the question. Second, overcomplicating the answer. Thinking too much, whether this option can be correct, going into the factual reasoning of the question. Don't do that. Stick to legal reasoning only. And third, choosing emotionally correct answers. This is one mistake that we tend to make again and again. The more you practice, the better you will become at it. Now, coming to best resources to practice your legal reasoning questions from. First, you can refer to any mock test that will help you a lot with respect to preparation. In fact, 12 Minutes to CLAT also has MHCT mock test. If you want to enroll in the same, you're most welcome to, or any other mock test that you prefer is also fine. Second, Universal's Guide. Certain answers are wrong in the book, but that is fine. It is important that you practice with some friends maybe, so that you can tally the answers with them as well. Now make sure that you're practicing as many legal reasoning questions as possible to score the best. And after practicing, make sure that you have realized what mistakes you are making and you are working on them. It is very important to analyze the mocks, the sectional test, then just giving the mock test or the sectional test, so that you do not repeat the mistake in the examination. Hope this session was helpful. Thank you so much, guys. I hope to see you in the classes. Have a great day. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. Take care and bye-bye.